All right, guys, we're back for another episode of Muscle Discord. And this one is an important one because we want to discuss, Bob Cicherillo and his recent, the videos that he's been putting out in regards to, Dave Palumbo. And then even in the past about, Nick Trigili and other comments he's made in the industry. Is Bob Cicherillo, the true voice of bodybuilding? Should he be the ambassador, for the IFBB and the Mr. Olympia and the MC at all the shows when he's going around making personal attacks on individuals? Is that the way we want to portray bodybuilding out there? Right? We want to take bodybuilding mainstream, right? We've been stuck in this rut of just kind of being this underground kind of
Niche.
organization, yeah, niche.
Yeah.
Um, and we haven't really excelled that much in the past, say, 10 years. Have we? What's changed?
No needle has moved
No.
in the last 10, 15 or so years.
Yeah. But you look at the UFC, right?
It keeps growing, right? It keeps
Exactly.
stretching out there, keeps getting into all the markets type of thing. And, that's a great correlation because we're just as niche as UFC is,
Yeah.
right? But UFC is a global brand. Bodybuilding is still not a global
Yeah.
brand as in sport,
It's
right?
not.
I mean, obviously there's tons of bodybuilders all around the world.
Yes.
It's a global phenomenon. Everybody loves it. We love this industry, but it's still very much underground.
Yes.
Still very much underground.
Right. So, I mean, we did a video about Bob and Dave a couple days ago,
We did.
and now it's kind of segueing into this video where we're just like, what is first off, what is wrong with Bob? Right? Like, why does he feel the need to even respond and personally attack these people and even take the time to do it?
Even if he's right,
Yes.
because like on our last video, he's ultimately right.
Yeah.
Um, but there was no need for the personal attacks. And what kind of sparked this video was after we kind of got off from doing that last one, Matt.
Yeah.
It kind of left us kind of hanging there, like there was more to say
Yeah.
because it speaks to a bigger picture of the negativity and the personal attacks that are happening within our industry.
Yeah.
And it's like if we're going to ever be taken seriously, this type of thing has to stop. We have to have a level of decorum come into
Yes.
play here and take over a little bit because this is not working.
Like, just compare us to other sports. Like, do, does this happen in, like, I mean, it's like golf or,
Or
hockey,
basketball.
basketball.
You put the commentators, Charles Barkley and
They talk
Shaq.
they talk a smack, but they're not,
They talk their
right.
smack, but it's all good humor, nature type of
Yes.
stuff, and it is entertaining and fun and endearing. And we don't
Yeah.
have that. Ours seems a lot more personal, and
Yeah.
that there's like a deep seated hatred
Yes.
and either envy or bitterness
Yeah.
or sour grapes,
Yeah.
and whereas our sport should be the most welcoming, and the camaraderie should be
Camaraderie.
reigning
Yes.
supreme, and because we are such a closed group
Yeah.
of fanatics about this sport, right?
Yeah.
So we should all be uplifting each other, which is what we kind of see when we go to expos, right?
Yes.
We've got the different brands, and we go check out other brands, and we're all talking and shooting the shit together, and it's all
Yeah.
fun and kumbaya type thing. But you get these attacks online here with Bob going off, and he's supposed to be the, never mind the voice, he's supposed to be the face too.
Yeah.
Do we want that as the face though?
Yeah. That's the
Do we
question.
want it as the face? You
And
know?
and leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Do you agree? Do you think Bob should be in the position that he's in, or should he clean up his act? Right? Because we want to know, and we want to get your feedback, and maybe he'll see that, and maybe he'll clean up his act, right, and act
Well,
more professional, Bob. Right? Do
you
your job. Just focus on doing your job and promoting the sport versus taking time out to make full length videos of insulting Dave Palumbo of all people. Right? I'm not saying
yeah.
Dave Palumbo's an angel or a saint, but like, really, does
No,
he?
no, I mean
He's got,
he's got his own issues, right?
yeah,
But Bob unofficially, officially works in conjunction with or for the IFBB. Okay.
Yes.
So, like it or not, he needs to be beholden to a certain set of standards.
Yeah.
Because he's representing that organization. So that we have a little bit of a problem with, Matt, and that's kind of what we spoke about last time. And we just don't dig it, and we need to call this type of behavior out.
You need to call it out. That's what we've been doing, and I'm finding we're kind of getting pulled into that, and kind of getting good at the process of analyzing both sides, staying neutral as possible, and putting out the facts and calling people out when they're being hypocrites. And so, to give more context, I just want to share some of the insults that Bob's been throwing out. Right, so it's not hearsay. We actually do some due diligence and look into these things. So
of course,
let's take a good look at Bob here and some of his video content. All right.
Impact athletes is not a lie. A lie would be doing something like, I don't know, selling fake GH to your friends and people. That would be a lie. Or, I don't know, not having press passes to an event, getting kicked out of pretty much every event that you've ever been to because you actually didn't have press passes or permission. I've actually been there myself when I've seen you kicked out. Or, geez, Jane, you remember the old Joe Rogan scandal, don't you? You know, when you made up that whole thing and some alleged email that I sent to Joe Rogan, except when we reached out to the Joe Rogan people, they sent an email back saying they'd never heard of Dave Palumbo. So that might have been a lie. Okay. What's not a lie is talking about men's physique and the rule changes that are coming.
All right. So there was what, like 5 or 6 digs, personal attacks.
Yeah.
On Dave.
And those are real personal attacks.
Yes.
You can see Bob was almost frothing at the mouth, wanted to get all that type of stuff out. He was so smug about it. Oh, gee, you know what is a lie? It was all turning in his head, and he was super excited about it. And I don't think he should be that way.
Is this the guy that we want to face like this guy? I mean, hey, everyone has their opinion of Bob. And I'm not personally attacking Bob. I'm just saying, is he the right guy for the job?
No, it's Matt. It's 100%, and nobody get it twisted. It's the behavior that we're calling out.
Yeah,
I don't have any horse in the race. That I don't like or dislike Bob. I'm talking about the behavior, and this is what needs to change in our estimation. This behavior has got to go.
Let's go to the next one here.
Response. So we're going to go back and forth here, have a little bit of fun with this. Dave, you wanted to know why I brought you up in this mix? It's because I don't have Nick Trigili to slap around anymore. So you are the man. Now,
like this is what it's come to.
Yeah,
Bob.
Yep. And how ironic is that he makes reference to Nick Trigili when Nick was all about the negativity. Now Bob has maybe taken on that Nick Trigili hat and moniker. Now maybe he's the new Nick.
Yes, is Bob morphed into Nick Trigili?
He's bringing the negativity and the personal attacks, which got Nick into trouble and hot water with a lot of people not liking what he has to say and how personal he gets, exposing emails and texts and stuff like this. Bobby Boy here is doing the same type of thing. So I'm going to buy Bob Nick Trigili's shirt and send it to him, and maybe Bob will wear it and rep it on the next Voice.
He's doing the same thing, wearing the sponsored clothes and putting the sponsor's product in the video.
That's right. He razzed on Dave for that, didn't he?
Yeah. So I mean, here we go. So I gotta call it when I see it. Bob, you're being a hypocrite. You gotta stop it. Okay. Enough. Clean up your act. Here we go. This is, there's more here. This is a pattern, and this is why we're starting to call Bob out on this, because it seems like it's getting worse. It seems like it's getting worse, and it needs to stop. Okay.
It's full of shit, and this is why I think it's hilarious when Bob tries to call me out repeatedly, and the fact that Bob just came back to YouTube and thinks that he's crowned the champion of bodybuilding content is absolutely hilarious to me.
No, what's hilarious, Nick, is that you try to come across as some sort of expert when clearly, you've been kicking around with wrestling 120-pound twinks in seedy motel rooms to make a living over the past 10 years. I've actually been out there at shows, emceeing shows, doing the play-by-play, doing the call-outs for shows, writing.
Yeah, Bob, that's what you should be doing. That's all you should be doing.
That's all you should be doing. And Bob, I have a question for you. How do you know they were twinks in the video and not some bear or something like that? So that that triggers another question for Bobby Boy.
Explain that one.
How does he know it's 120-pound twinks?
What are you watching, Bob? What are you okay?
And see, negativity from Nick,
and
then negativity shot from Bob's side too.
Yeah.
When we were reporting all the Nick stuff, we have all the same information.
Yeah.
But Matt, did we ever go there with Nick? Did we do the personal route?
No. We just called him out.
We kept it about exactly what he was doing, how his behavior was, what he's doing currently, and how he's acting, and what's going on, and the lies and the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
So we're calling out that. We don't need to dig around with the background. We all know what happened. We're in the sport. We know what's going on.
Yeah.
But there was no place for it. We didn't need to report it. We didn't need to. We're sticking to the facts down the middle and shooting it straight. Yeah.
And there's more with Nick. I think we can discuss, but we'll save that for another time. But
yes.
Just at the end of the day, guys, do you think Bob Cicherillo should be the voice of bodybuilding and should be the main MC for all the Mr. Olympia and the major shows out there? Does he need to, shut his mouth and stop tripping off at every little dig or every little thing that someone says about him and reply on his show and make a big ordeal about it, or just focus on promoting the sport in a positive manner, talk about the athletes, talk about, the shows coming up, and just leave it at that. Right.
Exactly. Remember that you're the face and the voice of an organization.
Yeah.
And you need to conduct yourself as such. And I mean, taking the shot at a supplement company that Dave had on his
There's
desk,
another one. Yeah.
Whether it's Dave's own supplement, or what if, Matt, and this just occurred to me, what if that supplement on his desk was an Olympia sponsor coming up in November?
Yes.
Big sponsor, pays for getting that front booth at the
man, you're making points. Yes.
Get paid for being on the digital banner and stuff like that. And Bob comes along and calls it basement trash and gutter supplements and fake stuff, whatever. Do you think that supplement company that is paying $25,000, $35,000, $50,000 to be the gold sponsor at a show, do you think they're going to be very happy with the insult? So how does that reflect on you and the IFBB if you're shooting down supplements?
Very,
very
good point. That's why you come into Muscle Discord, because you get this analysis and you get this breakdown, because Matt has the experience in the industry. He knows what people are looking for and what they see. And when Bob makes these comments, it could affect sponsorships at certain shows.
Of course. And that's where my expertise lies, right? That's where I'm looking through that type of lens. And I have to be honest with you, I would none be too happy if Bob shot down my company and I'm paying said company to highlight my product type of thing. I would not be too happy with that. So not a good look, Bob.
It's not a good look. And I hope Dan Solomon sees this too and kind of rethinks things with Bob. And maybe they have a talking.
A little heart to heart, reel him in. Look, he does, again, like Nick, I have no problem with him being back on YouTube. Like Bob, I don't have a problem with him doing what he's doing.
No.
Proper behavior, guys. Come on, gents. Just get back to doing something. Remember the passion that you had for it. Remember the enjoyment. We're all in it together. Be positive about it. Have lighthearted back and forths.
Yeah.
But this is too personal. It's too deep. And we know that it comes from a bad place.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
Yeah. And it's not like we're the internet police here and we're saying it's just like at the end of the day, we want to see this sport do better. And I know Bob watches our story. I see him watch our story. So he sees the content we're putting out. And so I'm hoping he, when he sees this, he smartens up. Right. Because it's not a good look to be personally attacking people, Bob, or having a vendetta against someone to make yourself feel better. Because that's all you're doing. Right.
Yep.
You can't take a hit.
rise above.
Exactly. Rise above. He can't take
Rise
a hit
above it.
and just leave it. That would
Yeah.
actually probably piss off Dave Palumbo even more if he didn't respond to him.
And you know, truth be told, it'll make Dave Palumbo look worse, right? Because you're ignoring it, rising above, doing the right thing, which you know is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of fizzles out, and then it looks like it's all on his side. So
Yes.
it's also better strategy wise.
Yeah, it's getting dirty. It's getting nasty out there. And, you know, Nick Trigili kind of started it in a sense. It didn't even start it, but he really went on people on YouTube. And now Bob,
he kind of brought it back in style, if I can say that, you know. So,
and it's just this distasteful, and it's like there's more you can be talking about, Bob. So just
agreed.
Move on from it. I don't think Bob is going to take my advice, my advices, as he calls it, and just continue to do the stuff he's been doing. But it's just like, hey, we'll put it out there. We'll get the word out.
We planted the seed. That's all we can do, Matt. We planted the seed.
Yeah. So we will wrap it up. And Matt, leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts on this one. You know,
we
Bob
respond
right
to everything. We want to hear it, guys.
We want to hear it. Bob's good. Bob reads our comments. Okay. So I want you guys to see, put your input on this and give us your feedback, because we appreciate it. All right. We will catch you on the next one. All right. Peace.
Peace.